So we gonna watch this video. I'm gonna let him talk about it, and I'm gonna chime in.
That's the sound of the police. That's the sound of the beast.
Where did we leave off in the first period? Well, here is a reminder. With LeBron James on the floor, the Lakers sunk to a 10-point deficit. They took him off the floor and they dug their way out to a 3-point deficit. He comes back in and the deficit increases to 9. Is that the whole story? No. But they also didn't bother mentioning this. And if the opposite were true, I guarantee they'd be talking about it. There is another
Facts. When it benefits LeBron, it's always going to be talked about and ballyhooed. When it doesn't benefit him, they sweep it under the rug as if it's nothing. And then a lot of times, unless you're somebody who's watching these games, unless you're catching this shit, you're not going to be able to even talk about it. Because all you're going to hear is LeBron heralded, great game on the comeback. Magic Johnson, he's so great. He looked like 91 Magic Johnson. And then when he loses, of course, it's because he's old. But that's all you're going to hear unless you're catching it. And the truth is, 90+% of NBA fans and people who love the NBA don't even watch the games. They don't watch them on a consistent basis. And most of the time when they do watch a game, it's only in the playoffs. And if your team's bounced out of the first round, you really don't get too much basketball throughout the years. I've seen a couple of people like that. They're like, oh, I'll just wait to the playoffs. As if it matters.
story developing. And if you're paying attention, you can already see the signs. The Lakers have shot 7 free throws to the Jazz's 2. Yeah, there's a difference there, but it doesn't add up to what the Lakers would end up with. 7 free throws per period would have equaled 28. They ended up with 40.
Now I gotta ask you guys a question for Laker fans and just for LeBron lovers, anybody who's listening. How the heck do you get 40 free throws? And why do you need 40 free throws in order to beat the Utah Jazz? You had to foul bait, because what you're going to see and what I saw was a bunch of flopping the entire fucking game. Basically 2 more in the second half. Flopping.
Possibly indicates that the refs turned on the whistles as needed by the Lakers. Attempts to play defense by the Jazz were discouraged.
Play again until Sunday, so when you look at it, one game.
Here, LeBron James engages in an ongoing moving screen that turns into a wrestling match attempt to get open. None of that is called, and then that's whistled. Perhaps that seems inconsequential. After all, the Lakers don't go to the free throw line after that whistle, but the fouls start to add up. The likelihood of going into the bonus, which means you shoot a free throw on everything, starts to add up. And players on the other team being in foul trouble makes a difference also. I know you still think it's inconsequential, but imagine the shoe being on the other foot. LeBron James gets his first foul already, and the Jazz start to head.
And you guys already know how many times I broke down on this channel just the amount of moving screens LeBron sets. He actually never stands still. He always constantly takes his 2 shoulders, his two forearms, and pushes the defender out of the way. And 99% of the time, it's never going to be called by the refs. Matter of fact, there's a stat that was going out where LeBron averages less than 3 or 2 fouls a game. And people go, well, he's such a great defender, he doesn't foul anybody. No, he's just not defending. He doesn't ever defend. How are you going to call a foul on somebody who's not playing defense? And on offense, when he's traveling, over carrying, and pushing people out the way, it's never going to be called. The refs are in his pocket. For everybody who's wondering if the NBA is a part of that gambling conspiracy, and if LeBron's a part of it, because let's be honest, why is it that every time there's something going on where the FBI is doing some type of investigation, like the steroid one back in the day, and like this one now, why is it always somebody in LeBron's camp? But every time, LeBron plays the same song. I had no knowledge. I knew nothing about it. He uses those people to do his dirty work for him. And if they get caught, he can easily say it was nothing, he had nothing to do with it, because it's not like he's having phone call conversations or texting them about grabbing him some PEDs or about the gambling. He can tell them in person.
Toward the bonus.
Market and catch, shoot again off the front of the...
Ayton is new to the team. You have to forgive him. He hasn't gotten the memo that you just get out of the way and make sure LeBron gets that rebound.
You see LeBron in position to get that weak ass rebound, right? He actually kind of shocked that Ayton didn't let him get it.
Your challenge is trying to take the charges. Reeves.
Anyone remember this play from the first period? That was called against the Jazz. These look really similar to me. That goes against the Jazz. This goes against the Jazz. You know it's bad when the local Laker announcers are even questioning it.
That is close.
I thought so too.
That was close.
Now, I'll spread the criticism around. Come on,
That's
man.
insane. There's 3 fouls, like literally 3 fouls that went against the Jazz that probably should have went against the Lakers. Literally in that span of 5 seconds that he just showed.
And do a spin move, go around the defender. But then that helped me realize he had already picked up his dribble. He had already committed to taking off and going to the rim, which means that the defender cannot step in front of the offensive player at that point. I hate analyzing charges/blocks because the refs are so inconsistent. I'm going to be discussing something different every time. But imagine, if you will, that this is 2 fouls against the Lakers and the Jazz are approaching the bonus instead of the other way around. This is also a 4-point swing because Luka went to the free throw line and this Jazz player would have gone to the free throw line.
5 on 4. Marketing.
I don't think 7'1".
And at this point, this is basically called for the Lakers a gazillion times, but for most teams in the league that have like a star player that likes to get to the rim or shoot fades, they do a whole lot of flopping. And I've seen everybody call it out on Shea. I just always wonder, like, okay, when you're winning a championship and when you're like the creme de la creme, and especially when you come out of nowhere, and this has been like a thing forever. No one expected you to be that good, and all of a sudden you're just that good. People will find millions of ways to tear you down. When you're the heralded great, so if you were basically Luka or Jokic, no one's going to find it. No one's going to talk about it enough to bring it up into the air where it becomes a discussion throughout NBA Twitter and shit like that. Because everybody's hoping that those guys wins. Either on Team Luka or Team Jokic. But when it's someone like Shea, of course they're going to call it. Right? They're going to call you out, say you flop. But the reality is all of these mofos is flopping. And I'm sick and tired of seeing this shit. The problem with the Lakers is that they do it so much. It's basically the essence of their game. Luka has to flop to get around certain people, which is why they're like, how does he do it when he's so slow? Austin Reeves built his entire career off of flopping. And I'm tired of seeing this shit. And you know they all, especially Reeves, got this shit from LeBron. LeBron's been flopping for decades. And I literally mean decades. He's the one who started it. When it was Kobe's league, it was considered a shame. Now it's normalized. Just like it's normalized not to play in the All-Star game, not to give it your best effort, and just like it's normalized not to do the dunk contest. Now, I don't think the All-Star game, I don't know if it'll ever come back, but one thing I can say is that whoever's going to be the new leader and proverbially speaking take over the throne of the league, they're going to have to say on what's going on and how everybody basically moves. Because like they would tell you, and they've been telling you for years, the top 10 players, depending on what year you're talking about for LeBron's NBA, has always talked about how they move off of the beat of his drum. This is why so many people don't like LeBron. He has made the game worse. Well, everybody's doing it. Yes, because LeBron does it. When you say Do you fall off a tree? If everybody jump off a cliff, would you jump off? That's how it works for sports. You do what your best player does. When it was Jordan as the face of the league, everybody was tight knit. Everybody's wearing suit and ties. When it was Shaq's time in the league, everybody was worried about being more dominant. When it was Kobe's time in the league, and that reign really wasn't that long, but when it was Kobe's time in the league, everybody was supposed to have an assassin's mentality. That's just the way they marketed it. There was no soft shit allowed, and if you were soft, you can go somewhere else.
Guys are supposed to be able to blow past someone who just got praised for his defense in the glazing before the game. That's an effortless blow-by. Reeves has to sacrifice his body to make up for LeBron James. He's clearly sliding in front of Markkanen, who's already making progress toward the basket. Thank God they finally called one correctly.
Wants to go baseline. That time Reeves.
If a picture paints 1,000 words.
He knows what his teammates require of him. And I think an underrated part of LeBron's game last year, Bill and Stu, he recognized that Luka and Austin do so much offensively. There are some things that they need from him defensively.
What really sickens me about that is just how many people in the media will sit here and tell you LeBron James is some type of defender. They're better defensively with him. He's a great help defender. Jason Temp and all these other clowns. Even Bubble Bass was saying it the other day. How he's some great help defender. Bro, LeBron James plays zero fucking defense for his team. Constantly getting beat. Constantly having him play 4-on-5 because he's on the other side of the court. And you already have a team that's not that athletic and isn't that great defensively as well from the guard position. Reeves, solid team defender, that's it. Luka, don't play too much defense. He's basically LeBron with a bag. And it's like, and no athleticism. And it's like, how do you guys seriously expect him to win games without the refs calling all these free throws? Getting him to the line 40 plus times a game.
Would it kill this guy to do something graceful instead of just run over people straight down the line and then need to get bailed out by tossing the ball to a teammate who's not in a good scoring position?
If a picture paints 1,000 words.
Stare right at DeAndre Ayton trying to go around it. Ooh, down he went.
Ooh, that was an awkward fall. He does step on Ayton's foot there, which is what leads to the fall. Now, I don't think he'd call that a foul necessarily. He wanted one, but it did remind me of what JJ thought about these things.
Let's just start with Luka got tripped. I mean, that was a blatant trip. He doesn't just fall on his own.
There's a big difference between tripping and being tripped. Personally, I think when there's defense and 10 guys on the court, you have to expect this. Anyway, that turned into a 4-point swing. But LeBron's defense at the other end helps the Jazz get 2 right back.
Great switch defender, guys. Remember that? LeBron James is the king of help defense. Oh my God. Why are they just able to blatantly lie? Constantly lie and get away with it. And I'm not saying nobody else falls on defense, but it's like, bro, no one else is also heralded for great defense that they don't play. You don't ever hear them coming out talking about, well, James Harden, great switch defender, great lockdown defense. They don't say it about Luka, anyone else. Why LeBron? Why? Oh, no one else talks about those players. That's cap, bro. They don't talk about them because all y'all want to talk about is LeBron.
Look at his hands. He's blaming somebody. All right, watch this one. There goes Kyle Anderson slipping past LeBron. LeBron doesn't want to switch. He never wants to do anything that requires him actually having to move. So 6'2" Gabe Vincent gets stuck with 6'9" Kyle Anderson. Someone else always has to make the adjustment so LeBron can move as little as possible. But then Kyle Anderson begs the FBI to investigate this game because instead of finishing over 6-2 Gabe Vincent, a basic layup, he does this. And they end up with nothing.
23rd year? Yeah.
23rd season.
That was for anyone who missed the first 5 freaking thousand times it was mentioned.
Run as the Lakers only down by 2, thrown away. 5.
I have something for you to debate because you see LeBron tries to pull that in with one hand and is mentally already heading up the court for the fast break. Problem is he mishandles the ball. He dribbled it once, but as it comes up, it goes off of his hand. Now, why isn't that a turnover? Because he never fully had possession? It's interesting because in his mind, he did have possession. He's already thinking about heading up court. Heck, 8 out of 10 guys are already gone. Everybody thought they had the ball. Anyway, the Jazz get the ball back, and he scores here. I don't know why the screen goes black, but you can see them inbound, so they did score. If someone could teach me how to dribble. My God, look at that space. Either admit that he's not.
If y'all thought he was really a shooter, like if this man was really a lockdown artist, why is he so open? You've never seen anybody leave Michael Jordan this open, nor Kobe Bryant. It's always a defensive meltdown. He's just open.
A shooting threat or admit that defense is dead. LeBron himself doesn't want the shot. Hey, refs, send me to the free throw line. Ladies and gentlemen, he yells, hey.
Quarter to go. Down the middle goes LeBron with the left hand.
Amazingly, they challenge this and win. There is no contact there, and LeBron yells, hey, right here, in order to get the whistle. I have multiple points to make on this douchebaggery. Why is he bringing it back down for drama? You had the rim right in front of you. Just finish the shot. Just try scoring instead of manipulating the game. Speaking of manipulation,
You have an opportunity to score, but instead, like he said, you want to manipulate the game in order to get to the free throw line. It's become the norm for the Lakers because it has been the norm for them for the last 5 to 6 years. Honestly, you could say since LeBron got back to the Lakers. So it's just, this is why I always tell you guys, because I think the Lakers have a lot of talent on their team. I don't think their talent's going to go anywhere. Anywhere. Because they promote this fuckery. This shit right here. This isn't basketball. This is cheating the game. This is like playing Monopoly and with trick dice. It's really like playing Monopoly with trick dice, bro. Why? What's the point if you're anyone else?
manipulating the game, you fanboys actually idolize a guy that cheats, screams hey to get the whistle when he didn't get touched. And it almost worked again.
The contact by the defender is not there.
Is not there. See, he had to come up here and feel stupid because they know what they're doing. See, what I really think would be beneficial for the league is if somebody just kept posting this on Twitter and kept tagging the NBA refs in it. Like, post a bunch of compilations of exposing the refs of being bad at their job, which technically you wouldn't think they are, but just post them being bad at their job, bro. Tag it, put it on NBA Twitter, and see eventually how many people hop in on the bandwagon and call them out so that they can change this shit, which will also help the league in its investigation.
That's one way to say it. This is a changing of the guard because the contact has not been there for a very, very long time unless LeBron James is causing the contact, and yet the referees have always been on his side. Take away at least 50% of this guy's points if we're playing by basketball rules. Boy, look at that right there. That sure looks like an easy opportunity to score. You got to be tempted to think that he just adds the extra drama and yells hey because he would rather manipulate the refs than just finish the bucket. And we have something we've seen.
Ding, 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 ding. That's exactly what it is. He is so used to tricking the refs, manipulating the system, that he doesn't even know how to play actual basketball anymore. His first nature is to go for the foul when driving, not trying to score. And it's been like that for years. Yet when we call this shit out, we are constantly the bad guys, the haters. You never seen this with anyone else who was the creme de la creme of the league. Bro, I can't take too much more of this, man. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll do a part 2. Man, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comment section, dude, of LeBron's oh-so great return. Since now he's Magic Johnson, right? Man, he's Magic Johnson at 41. And we're going to say, and this is what I would say, okay, if he's Magic Johnson, right, if he's 1991 Magic, the Lakers should be a surefire shoe-in fit to win. So let's start adding expectations to LeBron James' season. Can we do that for once? Because to put it in a nutshell, for all you LeBron sexuals who are still here, right, all we're doing is adding the expectation. Okay, you guys say he's the GOAT. Well, let's see some GOATness. Let's see him win. Let's see him take this team at year 23. Let's see him lead this team towards an MVP or some type of assist record. Let's see him average decent points on without having to trick the refs. Let's see him beat the Oklahoma City Thunder at full health. Not some injury, not some Chet Holmgren broke his leg or Shea got his arm cut off or something. Let's see him beat the Thunder. Let's see him beat everybody else in the West, right? Because at this point, you almost got you basically got three top 10 players. Reeves is performing at a top 10 this season, and so is Luka. Luka's performing at an MVP level, according to the stats, right? Not the fouls. So if you do it like that, and then you add LeBron, then you should easily say that they're a shoe-in to win a championship. They honestly, being in the fourth or fifth seed right now, should be considered an atrocity. They really should be like 15-1 at this point in the season. Well, let's just say it's because LeBron wasn't here, because that's what you guys are going to say, even though everybody else on this team has been playing top basketball. But let's say it's because LeBron wasn't here. Then at this point, even though they're already about to play, like I already showed you guys, until basically the middle of January, the Lakers have below 500 teams. The only real team they play, I think, is the Rockets for Christmas. And then I think they got a Warriors rematch, but they don't even play the Nuggets in the Thunder until like February. So until like the middle of January, all the teams are Utah Jazz, the Charlotte Hornets, and the Pelicans that they're playing. They even got a weak cup entry. Their cup tournament shit is weak as hell compared to everybody else. Everything is always gift wrapped for the Lakers. As a kid, you think, hey, the Lakers are winning. When you grow up, you just realize it's just blatant cheating. And it's unacceptable. And honestly, it's for the worst person in NBA history, which is LeBron, basically. A manipulator. So, like, you looking at this, and it's like, okay, if LeBron is oh so great, if he's 91 Magic, the Lakers should be winning, playing defense at a top rate, because y'all say he's a great defender. Y'all say he's so good at defense. Y'all say he's so good at offense. They should be, from now to January, which I expect them to dominate most teams, but basically from now to January, and it, honestly, basically to the end of the season. Let's just do the end of the season. They should lose less than 6 more games throughout the rest of the season. And then they should just dominate in the playoffs. They should go 16-0 in the playoffs. Because if this was seriously, like, let's be honest, if this was seriously 1991 Magic Johnson, The year he went to the finals. That's what would happen. If you took Magic Johnson, put him in the time machine, and put him with this Laker core, that's exactly what the fuck would happen. So why are we going to give LeBron James excuse when ultimately everything I just said doesn't happen? Oh, well, he's actually 41. Oh, well, he's old. Oh, well, he's, you guys are just haters. Why? Why hate? Oh, it's year 23. And all the excuses are going to pack up. Like, comment, subscribe, man. I'm up out of here.